everybody, One of Wiisdom here. It is Monday night, early Tuesday morning, 12:35. Light rain outside. Robo ready to go on the portal inside. So if you missed the video, Saturday I was fortunate enough to be able to stumble across Robo and the Lost Imaginary Mind, which is a pretty big deal. It kind of wraps up the sets, if you will. You've got all your tech characters, you got all your bowslingers. Most importantly, for me anyway, you get the Lost Imaginary Minds, which was a huge deal. Particularly Robo is of interest. Also, if you're big time into creating your own Skylanders, making Imaginators, the chest in this one is a little different than others. It's got 80 plus unique parts, so basically what I take from that is unique means you're not going to get them in game unless you have this chest and purchase this level pack. And it's hard to do that when it's not available in your country. So that's going to be exciting. I might do a standalone video on that. It probably wouldn't be too long, but that way we can kind of cover it in detail, and people that are interested in it can check it out. People that could care less about it, you don't have to watch it in this video. Speaking of that, though, I just released a brand new video. I kind of wanted to release it earlier, but it was a weird day at work, and I never really got a chance to, so 12:30 a.m. it is. But it's Arcacia, the Path of Light. If you're someone that watched any of The Room or The Room 2, there are two new series I've done. We've actually started and finished both of them, which is oh so nice when you've got a bunch of long, never-ending games like Minecraft and Stardew Valley going on, and then just really, really in-depth, time-consuming games like Skylanders Imaginators. Given the way we do it, it's nice to start something and have it come to an end, and have that sense of accomplishment, if you will. Arcacia, the Path of Light, it's more of a puzzle game than it is like a mystery game, per se. But the graphics are fantastic, just like in the Room series, and if you were a fan of either of those, if you just saw bits and pieces of them, might check out part 1, see what you think of it. That's a game, I really enjoyed it at the start, and then I tried recording it like Friday or Saturday night when I was really tired. Probably should not have done that, but yeah, I don't know. We shall see. It's one of those things. It's got a lot of trial and error in it, and that really doesn't translate well to like a recorded video. And then if you crop it out, you know, people are like, wait, how did you solve this again? And if you don't crop it out, then people are like, oh, what's taking so long, idiot? And I can't tell you how much more things increase in difficulty when you're trying to provide commentary while working your way through those things. But that one in particular, it's just got like weird angles and patterns that like I wouldn't think, like things line up that to me don't look like they should line up. It's like I have a different parallax than like the developers or something. It's still a really cool game, and I've completed like the introductory part of it, and I'm ready to move on to like a different realm. But I might gauge how people like that, and if the response isn't really good, or it just isn't really present, I might not I don't know that I'd say drop it, but I might prioritize other things. We shall see. But if you're in the mood for something totally different that you don't typically see uploaded, check that out. Let me know if you like it. If so, it'll give me, you know, incentive to continue on. You can also, if you check it out and you hate it, let me know as well. Again, I play games I think I would be interested in and that I enjoy. That one I do think I'll enjoy. I just don't think it's very conducive to like my style of upload, where we come in, we go through all the details. It's one of those deals like I can sit there, it's kind of even worse than The Room, you know, where you work your way through a puzzle type of a thing. It's kind of like, oh, well, what do you do now? I don't know. Just to me, I don't. And the way YouTube is now, they reward shorter videos. They really do. And that's not really my style of video, to make it short and concise and just like basically highlight reel material. I prefer the old-fashioned, you know, playthrough, blind playthrough. I still don't like the term let's play, and that's even relatively old now. But nonetheless, check that out. Let me know what you think of it. And if you missed The Room or The Room 2, you might look at those as well. Pretty cool games. Again, not something that you've probably seen or you know, been like, oh, everybody's uploading this. It's kind of like a little niche type of a deal, and if you're looking for something offbeat or just a change of pace, honestly think you'd enjoy them. That said, speaking of a change of pace, let's get cracking here. We're going to put Robo on the portal. I've got to say, having unboxed him yesterday and then having him sit here on the desk, the figure looks amazing. I do wish, though, that the lower, like the legs, it's kind of, in this light, it's like more of a slate gray than black. The farther it gets away from you, it just looks like a whole, you know, blackout effect. But just any color highlights at all would have been really, really nice. Like the top end, the cape, the face, the arms, the bow, it's all super cool. The feet are cool. And then it's like I said, it's just kind of like, yeah, we could do something cool, but let's not. It's kind of like how I take it, but nonetheless, we'll see what he looks like in-game. That's always a telling sign. The other thing that's important here, and the reason I don't have him on the portal yet, he should make the Lost Imaginite mines appear, and we'll go over and check that out as well. So without further ado, let me skedaddle to the portal and place him down.
Compute and shoot! LMG! +1 to all your Imaginators who train with me!
It always cracks me up how that shows to be locked, you know? Here we go. Oh, what? They show it like coming into form, and then we don't even get to see the finished frame out. So anyway, he looks like a pretty jivey dude. The first impression, just from this distance, the bow spot on, the hood spot on, you got the gold belt, you got the green aquamarine blue type of feet, and it is kind of slate gray. It doesn't look terrible, and I mean, to his credit, the figure really doesn't. I just think like some sort of an accent color would have been really cool. Since we're standing here, let's go ahead and just open this up, shall we? Gift from Robo. Ultimates.
New headgear.
Oh, it's not quite what I thought it would be. With Cavalier hat, it's pretty fantastic though. 45 luck, but 10 speed, I'll take it. I think that'll work well with a Bowslinger, actually. Anyway, let's kind of roam around a little bit. Keep in mind his speed here is not reflective of what it will be like in-game. Oh, I thought he just teleported. He's got like a Sonic. You know how when you jump with Sonic, it's like spin dash type of stuff? That's sort of how he is working out. Okay, that's sort of cool. I did not anticipate that type of a jump mechanic for a, you know, robot per se. Do we want to do it or not? Well, let's come in here.
Welcome to my homepage.
That's pretty. I see what they did there. Welcome to my homepage, they say. Alright, so let's get these stats in here. I didn't pay attention to his health, my apologies. Attack is 10. It's been a while since we've gotten to do an introduction when you get right down to it. Armor is fairly low. Speed, I'd say better than average. Luck, 6. It's nothing too crazy there. Oh, what? What? I have to say, I do prefer him with the cloak on. This guy's got a lot of personality. I wonder if he swivels 360 like that in-game as well. Anyway, I suppose in proper fashion I should come in and read his biography to you. Again, I do these things to kind of differentiate mine from everyone else's. I provide you with details and information that a lot of people would omit or not care about. So here we go. We're going to come in. Where is Robo? I meant to pull this up ahead of time and I did not. My apologies. It's because I was like, yeah, should I release that video now? I kind of meant to do it at like 3 o'clock, but you know, that's how things go. Alright, so Robo, his slogan, if you didn't hear him, is compute and shoot. I'll play it from my computer. I don't know if the mic will pick it up, but I will find out now.
Compute and shoot.
I would think that picked up. This actually sounds louder than me.
Compute and shoot.
Cool. So, His bio is fairly interesting as well. There's no record of the person who originally built Ro-Bow. By the time his basic systems were fully online, his creator was nowhere to be found. Ro-Bow searched far and wide, but since his programming was incomplete, he was unable to communicate with anyone. Eventually, he stumbled upon the remains of an old lair that had been built by Chaos and discovered a strange device inside the matter refactoring room. Ro-Bow was able to access the device and download a staggering amount of information from it, which gave him the ability to speak, albeit in a slightly strange language, as well as shoot driller arrows with pinpoint accuracy. That's quite the run-on sentence there, but hey, covers the ground, right? He also acquired a lot of details about Chaos himself. Even though Ro-Bow's past was a mystery, his future became quite clear. His new prime directive was to seek out Master Eon and help fight evil. With his incredible archery, knowledge, and skills, there could be no better trainer for the Bowslinger class, so Eon made him a sensei on the spot. Something that would have been cool here, in my opinion, would be if, say, Drill Sergeant or Chop Chop or even someone like High Volt would have found this guy. You know, High Volt could have found him on a patrol. Drill Sergeant could have been like roaming the old stomping grounds. I don't know. If you look at his bow and the arrow, does he show an arrow in the idle animation? When he does that not remind you of Drill Sergeant from back in the day? And he shoots the drill-tipped arrows, which look just like Drill Sergeant stuff. Which, again, the red and the gold and that design, it kind of seems Archean to me. But I always love it when the bios have that little tie-in. It's kind of like, oh, okay. You know, I feel like this is a case where we could have had that and it would have worked quite well. That said, you got his bio, we got his stats. We'll check his health out here in a minute if I remember. If not, you can look in the corner and see for yourself. But let's take a look at the upgrades. Archer combo. Should I type this and make you listen? I might. Just the first few here. So, Archer combo is our primary. Press X to shoot. XYX for an Archer combo finisher. Basic arrow shots also carry... Well, that sounds interesting. We might have to go upstairs. Then I've got jump attack in my spreadsheet, which I don't need to change. Oh, no way. No. So he does kind of... Okay. This is sort of like Sonic meets Bash and Dunebug type of a thing, right? So Whirling, Destructo, Matic. That's not the column I need to type. Whirling, Destruct... Matic. So, press B to roll out. You could have some fun there. If I edited my videos a lot, we'd enter some gangster rap. But hold B to increase the duration of the roll. Fantastic. Hopefully that does a lot of damage. I will stop typing there. I won't type the rest of these out. I will, but I just won't make you listen to me do it. So, reinforced arrows. Arrows now explode. Awesome. Deconstruction Laser. Press Y to fire a laser. Enemies hit by this attack take increase. That sounds pretty cool. Sort of Spyrise-esque type stuff, right? And it looks like it's coming from his face or eye, so that's pretty neat. Whirling Destructo Matic V2, which I am fine with because he is a robot who was programmed. So, increases max duration, damage, and speed. Those are three things that are all important to do, and I love it. Havoc Orb. Jump and press X to... Oh. Okay, these base upgrades look fantastic. I know nothing about attack damage right now, and it could be abysmal and absolutely terrible, but just at face value, trying to imagine what this would be like in-game, I'm extremely excited. I won't know the path names until we've actually completed the base upgrade, so my apologies there. Once again, I truly do all of this blind. So I realize Robo and the Lost Imaginite Mines has been out for a long time across the pond in Europe. I don't watch any videos. I want it to be new and fresh to me. So any excitement, disdain, disappointment, elation, whatever it may be, conveys as best as it can through the video. Top path, we've got Charged Shot. Hold X to fire a charged arrow that deals heavy damage. Improved Archery. Arrow attacks deal increased damage. And lastly, Archer combos, which I hope those work. We've got XYY to create a storm of arrows. I wonder if that's kind of like Flame Slinger's volley shot type of a deal. XYB auto fire. So both of those sound really cool. It's just I historically throughout all the Skylanders games have an awful lot of difficulty getting the combos to execute with any sort of regularity, which kind of sucks. But so this top path here clearly focuses on our primary abilities, and entirely on our primary abilities, in fact. So the crapshoot now, we've got the secondary attack, which has been enhanced once, and then we've got the tertiary attack, which will be the focus of the bottom path. Place your bets now. 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. Looks like tertiary. Now, my hope is that I kind of tend to like the paths that give us, you know, like 2 upgrades for the primary and 1 for the tertiary, or 2 for the secondary and 1 for the tertiary. I hate it when an attack is just totally left out. Sometimes they rectify it with the soul gem. Other times you're like, man, that was my favorite thing, and they did nothing with it. And you're just disappointed. So right now we've got 1-0 tertiary leading secondary. Hold Y to charge the laser. Okay. Whirling Destructo. Oh boy, it's tertiary and secondary. That's what I like to see. Whirling Destructo Matic version 3. Whirling Destructo Matic V3. Damage increases and it deals area damage at the end of the move based on the number of enemies hit. Not necessarily worded the best, but damage goes up, and you also get area damage when it terminates based on the number of enemies you hit. So that's going to be fun to figure out. And lastly, Mechanical Obelisk. Press Y to fire the charged laser, or hold Y to transform into a turret that fires a beam that slows and damages enemies. This is the time when you wish that Ro-Bow was readily available on sale and not as exclusively available in a level pack, because you would really like to pick him up. Basically, for the price you pay for the level pack, you know, you could typically get 2 Ro-Bows or 2 Skylanders of some sort here in Imaginators. Both of them sound pretty good. We'll base everything upon what we think of the primary attacks here, you know, like our base upgrades. But he is a bowslinger, so you sort of lean that direction. But a lot of it will depend on how we like the secondary and the tertiary. We'll see. We will see. So, Soul Gem is Robo Rampage. Press Y in the air to launch a barrage of lasers, missiles, and arrows on enemies. So, that kind of, if you do take the top path, I guess that's sort of like some sort of consignment, you know, like, oh, well, hey, don't worry, you can jump and use your tertiary attack to do something cool. Now, would that be enhanced by having this path? I don't know. Everything seems to want you to hold Y, but we shall figure it out in due time. And the Bowslinger Sensei Shrine is found in Shellmont Shores, and his Sky Chi power is... Oh, I like that. Very clever. Control-Alt-Defeat. That's going to be a good one, even if it sucks, just based entirely off of how I like the name. Ultimate Sensei Power, hold right trigger to perform your Sky Chi power, and drill through your enemies. Use left stick to move around. There have been some very punny ones. Basically, almost the entire line with Misty Cat was pretty solid. Singularly speaking, especially amongst Sky Chi, this might be the best one. I think, anyway. We might make a poll on that at some point on the Skylander Club forum. But Control-Alt-Defeat, of course, is a playoff of Control-Alt-Delete. Brings up Task Manager type of a thing. So I'm excited about that. That said, what we want to focus on now is Archer Combo. So X is shoot. XYX is a combo finisher. I know nothing as to what that means. And then Whirling Destructo Matic version 1. B to roll out. Hold B to increase the duration. So... back we go. And his health is 210. which is kind of low, but at least his will progress fairly quickly compared to Crash anyway. So, let's take a look at what this looks like. By the way, P-Rhyme plays. I had done that thing with Chompy Mage, Jingle Bell Chompy Mage, I should say, where you can, spawn Chompies and they just go off, hit the edge of the world here, and then just like drop and disappear. They don't hit the ground and run around. It's like they hit a wall, and then halfway on their way to the ground, it's over, And I said, I wonder if Chompy Mage does that, and he actually tweeted this weekend and confirms that he does the same thing as you would expect, but you never know until you've checked. So, interesting that broke the crate. Does that do damage in and of itself? Just the jump? That would be interesting. No. Okay. I can't think of another time I've jumped on the crate and just broken it, but I haven't really spent a lot of time with the crate, so who knows. Primary attack, though. Pretty good range, it looks like. Let's shoot at Mags, not for any particular reason, aside from she's there. And annoying. Oh, yeah. I'd say that's about as wide of a range as you can have. Now, if I X, Y, X... Oh, that was nice. If you just X, Y, that's all I'm doing here as I lose my voice. You get to shoot 3 arrows at once. I'm not sure what's up with that. But if you X, Y, X, he jumps up and shoots down too. So, you don't technically have to X, Y, X. You can just sort of X, Y. Can you control where this goes, then? Possibly, but not very fluid. I'll say that much. Secondary attack, what does it look like? 3 seconds? I held B the whole time. They're sort of like that beginning, but once he starts rolling, it's like 3 seconds, so... If you count the initial non-motion when you just stuck suspended in air, it's like 4 seconds. If you just strictly go with motion, it's 3 seconds. Now I'm just going to tap B. What? Okay. What? Okay, well, regardless of what I do, hold B or not hold B, it seems to just roll the same distance. So, I've got to drink some water, man. This is getting pretty bad. Not quite sure what's up with that, but let's go ahead and jump and shoot. Okay, so we do have that, which is pretty cool, and it looks awesome. It's the most important thing. Can we jump and use the secondary? No. Alright, so let's take a look at all of this now. What does it all mean? I don't know. What? So it's going through enemies, and it's got a lot of distance with it. So it'll basically default pierce enemies. And I mean, if I just hit this guy square up, we do 2 instances of damage. So 4 to 6, 2x pierces enemies is really all I need to put there. And then XY, same thing. Or is that doing 2 damage? I think so. So 1, 2 equals shoot 3 arrows, all at 4 to 6. So let's actually, instead of 1, 2, let me call that combo, and then I'll use combo finisher for the next one. So combo, which again to me, when I say combo in the spreadsheet, it's X and then Y followed successively. It shoots the 3 arrows, and then combo finisher is going to equal X, Y. Cool, we weren't anywhere near close enough. Was that a 44? Yes, it was, because that was 66 in critical, so that's actually pretty good. 44 to 66. It's way better than 4 to 6. Now, the big question, is it spammable? Yes, it is. That's great news. It basically, doing that low of damage, it has to be spammable. I'll say that. So jump attack looks like this. I wonder if it will be the 44 to 66. It is. That's awesome. Sweet. 44 to 66. I will take that. All right. Now, Whirling Destructo Matic. Let's see if we get anything up close and personal. Oh, no.
Yeah!
Very Bash-like. I was not expecting that. I was hoping for that in the back of my mind, in my wildest imagination. But I was expecting something weak. You know, like 16 to 24, blah, blah, blah. It looks like you're just going to roll through the enemy, but 88 to 132, I will take that. Absolutely. Now, I want you to think about this. We're sort of at a crossroads here with Ro-Bow. We've got a great quick attack that seems to have a lot of potential. The thing is, we've got a very solid secondary attack, too. My initial thought here is that it might be better, based on only these box stock abilities. If I had to pick now, I would be leaning towards, hey, secondary attack is solid as is. Let's come in and enhance the primary attack, right? The base upgrades may very well change that, but right now that's where we stand. I do want to run in here really quick. This is going to take some time. My apologies. But I want to see, it said that the arrows carry enemies. And in my head, I know exactly what that should look like, but I want to confirm it. I expect for me to shoot one of these dummies and have the dummy just get carried away. Literally. And I want to make sure that is the case. We can also assess his speed in here. So keep in mind on the map, everyone, you also will get a good look at him there. Pretty cool. Again, he's got this like jive turkey thing to him. Or he's like unstably programmed, I don't know. So the speed has gone down quite a bit. Look how good that jump looks though. Very stealth elfish in terms of Skylanders. In terms of just gaming in general, if I see this, I personally think of Sonic. So, and it even has that like whirling sound with it. Alright, so let's play with the secondary attack. Oh, this looks way better. Way better here. You can see like the Archean drills on all sides there. Let's do the jump attack now. Ooh. I'm not sure what that 2 was. Okay, so he clearly is not going to be able to aim this thing very well. I need that guy to stop. There we go. Okay, enough. So 2 to 3, I'm not sure what that's about, but let's see what happens with a straight arrow shot. Get ready for a ride. Oh, that's so much better than just 4 to 6. Okay, this is why we test this stuff.
OMG! They got...
You remember when I shot that pine train? I was like, what the frick is that thing doing? This is apparently what it was doing. I don't know if I'll ever document that. I see a lot of 4s, I see a lot of 1s, I see a lot of 2s. We're basically going to kill this guy with 3 arrows, right? No. 4 arrows? Yes. Little over 3 arrows is going to kill him. How many times do we get... Let's try to count the 4s here. There's a lot of them, actually. Okay, so I might slow that down in editing and try to count it, but that's a lot of craziness there. But holy crud, does that change things. I was sitting here thinking, man, it's a shame, you know, that 4 to 6 is kind of cool, it's got good range, but that's like anemic. And then you see that and you're like, oh, that's pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to figure that up. Again, it's a lot of 1s and 2s, 2s and 3s, 4s and 6s. But those things add up really, really, really fast. That's what you have to always remember in Skylanders. So you might have an attack that does like, I don't know, we'll just say 60 to 90, just to keep it simple. And there will be a situation where something else will just deliver up like 3 or 4, and people will be like, oh, that's pathetic. But then if you factor it all in, you're kind of like, oh, that's actually even better. So, hadn't been over here in a long time. Let's see what we've got. Of course, over here is the Cursed Tiki Temple. I plan to go through both of these sort of like as the last hurrah, right? So I'm thinking now, Spyro557 mentioned when you defeat Chaos, there's like some enemy that spawns near the dummies I use downstairs, and it gets really, really annoying, he said. So we very well might come in and do all of the Imaginator research, then defeat Chaos, then upgrade Chaos, then we will do the Cursed Tiki Temple and the Lost Imaginite Mines. That's at least kind of what I'm thinking here. If you have any other ideas, let me know. Of course, the near future is going to be Robo. We're going to do his base upgrades. We're going to do his both of the paths. We're going to take a look at the Imaginite chest, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then I guess we'll get back to everything else. But Lost Imaginite Mines, it does not look like I thought it would look. I was honestly picturing sort of like a mine shaft, right? This to me looks sort of more like a Cyclops castle type of a thing. But let's go ahead and click
Lost Imaginite Mines.
it. Thank you. Goals, we're going to find the entrance to the Lost Imaginite Mine, which, yeah, it looks like it's a castle right now. Acquire the pure Imaginite cache. Escape with the pure. So simple enough. It's basically go to the mine, get the Imaginite, leave with the Imaginite. I think we can handle that. Collections, there's 3 treasure chests, 1 troll radio. And there's, it looks like we've got a battle gong, don't lose any lives, 70 enemies, 11 areas, and an 11-minute speed run. Not too shabby. You'll note there is no soul gem there. That's because Robo, just like our homeboy Wildstorm here, both of those guys, they were sort of like almost an afterthought of an adventure pack type of a deal. So whereas like with a usual scenario, you would have to take Airstrike through Griffin Park, Boom Bloom has to go to the Enchanted Elven Forest in order to get the soul gem. Crash and Cortex have to go through the ropes to get their soul gems in Thumpanamoomba Islands. And it's kind of unique because Wildstorm and Robo, they've just already kind of got it, which is pretty cool, I have to say. But we will have to get his frickin' Sky Chi, which I'll probably do off camera tonight, so we can showcase it in the base upgrades. That means I've got to get him some cash, and I'm kind of tempted to go through and possibly just get, make myself a magic Skylander. Not too sure, but we might do that. But nonetheless, this is Robo. These are his box stock abilities, which are pretty freaking impressive. Again, I will possibly try. I don't have a ton of free time, but I might make myself sit there and count it just out of curiosity. The bottom line, what I thought was just 4 to 6 and was going to have to just be spam, 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 spam type of a thing, and just hope that you pushed the enemies away, is now kind of turned into like a ridiculously awesome sort of a deal. That's going to be really, really small numbers that people forsake and take for granted, and then it's going to turn out to be like a huge deal. So let's see if we can shoot that whole string of bushes. That was cool. You gotta admit, even if you're not a fan of Bowslingers or Ro-Bow for some reason, that was pretty neat. But let's break these with the secondary. Sweet. So, yeah, I've got to say, he's looking pretty good here initially. If you've already got Ro-Bow, whether you picked him up here in the U.S. recently or if you were across the pond and you've had him for a couple of months now, which path did you take? Have you explored the other path? Ultimately, which path do you like better and why? I'll be going through this. Might take your thoughts. I tend to do that sometimes, you know, especially if I'm sort of on the fence and there's like a pretty big consensus amongst viewers, like, oh, well, yeah, this path's way better, I'll go ahead and I'll take the other path first, reset, and then take what you say is best last, so I don't have to reset the character again. But I gotta say, hopefully the best will save for last. He's looking pretty promising, I've got to say. So let me know your thoughts on him. If you don't have him yet, what are your first impressions of Ro-Bow? Does he sound super awesome? Or are you excited to try and land him yourself? Or are you like, no, I'm going to save my $30 and call it a day right here. So it'll be cool. Again, one of the many reasons I hope the franchise continues, there's all these potential tie-ins, you know, like, if we had a battle mode game, could you have like the Archean team and have Drill Sergeant Chop Chop and Ro-Bow, you know, kind of going up against, you know, like some sort of another team, you know, of like sorcerers or wizards or knights or something along those lines. Of course, Chop Chop and Igniter would be a pretty sweet duo. Anyway, I won't waste more time going into hypotheticals here, but there's just all these tie-ins I feel like they could make. And I will say, I do think that Cavalier hat might come in handy. But anyway, I might come in right now just because I'm curious and do this Imaginite chest. It'll be a standalone video, but we covered a lot of ground here. And again, let me know your thoughts on Ro-Bow. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, if you're looking for something different, if you're like, oh, you know, Skylanders is coming to an end, I'm so tired of all these other well-known games. Well, I play some pretty not well-known games sometimes, and they're a change of pace, man. I gotta say, I think some of you would enjoy them. If you haven't been giving them a try, you know, The Room 2, Arcacia that I just uploaded, which I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I've tried to find it, and I don't know. But and there's some spellings in there too, like the two brothers made it, and they're, I believe, from Poland. And so, you know, it might just be slight variations and things. But anyway, bottom line, it's a cool light puzzler, if you will. Check those out. Give them a chance. Again, Stardew Valley. If those aren't up your alley, Stardew Valley, I love that game. I put my heart and soul into it. I do voices for all the characters. I have a great time. It's brought quite a few people to my channel. And the consensus amongst those people is that it's one of the best LPs of Stardew Valley on YouTube, and they can't figure out why it doesn't get any views. So if you would like to see if you agree with him, please do so. But, for myself and Ro-Bow, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to quit rambling and get this video cranked out, because I do plan to release it today, here in about, 14 hours now? So yeah, I better get on the ball. But if you don't have him, again, I picked him up at Toys R Us. I covered that in the unboxing. Currently in the U.S., that's the only store I know of that gets him. I hope, for the sake of those of you that don't have a Toys R Us nearby, GameStop will get an allocation of this, you know, level pack. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you might consider doing so. If I learn anything, if some of you start tweeting at me, hey, you know, I found him at GameStop in whatever state I'm in, I will always try to retweet that or tell people, hey, you know, if you're still looking for Ro-Bow, you know, so-and-so found it over here at GameStop in Texas, or he's been spotted in Wyoming, whatever it may be. I try to cover the flyover states, you know. So, nonetheless, thanks so much for watching. Wiisdom.com is a website, SkylanderClub.com is a forum, MindLogix.net if you're into Minecraft, I should say. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter. If you hate Twitter for some reason, you can see the Twitter feed on my website over on the right-hand sidebar. SkylanderClub.com, tons of cool stuff there. Eventually, I'll post all my research. And until next time, I will catch you back here for more Skylanders Imaginators action. Adios.